Seniors, I am begging you to stop taking these 5 vitamins that are slowly damaging your heart. If you are an older adult and every morning you open your medicine cabinet, pick out a few colorful vitamin pills and swallow them without a second thought, that perhaps today is the day you need to hear me speak. I am not here to frighten you. I am a cardiologist. I am here because I have seen far too many hearts destroyed, not by cigarettes, not by cholesterol, but by the very vitamins people believed were good for heart health. Have you ever known someone who ate their vegetables, walked every morning, faithfully took their daily multivitamin, and then one day collapsed, unconscious for no apparent reason? I have met them. I have seen their echocardiograms, the silent damage building up in their vessels day by day, caused by nothing more than a habit they thought was right. Have you ever considered that what you believe is preventing disease might actually be the very thing quietly weakening your heart? I am asking you, just this once, sit down and let me share with you the 5 vitamins I never want my patients over 60 to take, unless they are willing to face the risks of heart attack, arrhythmia, or worse, a heart that may never recover. And the first one, unfortunately, is the very vitamin that most people believe is protecting them from aging.
1. High-dose vitamin E. Are you taking vitamin E every day, hoping it will fight aging, strengthen the heart, or protect memory? If so, you are not alone. Many older adults are consuming 400 to 800 IU of vitamin E daily because they believe in the promise that this is a powerful antioxidant, the golden shield of old age. But what is the truth? In a meta-analysis of nearly 136,000 people, researchers discovered that high-dose vitamin E, especially doses of 400 IU or more, not only failed to reduce the risk of heart disease, but actually increased the risk of death. And the increase was not small. It meant 39 additional deaths for every 10,000 users. That is not a number to ignore, especially if you are over 60 and your blood vessels are no longer as resilient as they once were. I once treated a 72-year-old woman, healthy, vegetarian, a regular yoga practitioner, who had been faithfully taking vitamins for over 10 years. She believed she was doing the right thing, until the day she was admitted to the hospital after a minor stroke. There had been no warning signs, no chest pain, just a sudden wave of dizziness, and then she collapsed. The result? A small brain hemorrhage. The culprit was not cholesterol, not blood pressure, but the fact that her blood was too thin. She had been taking high-dose vitamin E together with aspirin every morning. Are you combining vitamin E with blood pressure medications, statins, or even aspirin? Do you realize that excessively thin blood in older adults can lead to internal bleeding or even hemorrhagic stroke without any symptoms to warn you beforehand? If you truly need vitamin E supplementation, let food do the job. A handful of almonds, some spinach, or a spoonful of sunflower seeds is enough. But if you are swallowing a 400 IU pill every day without a doctor's instruction, you need to ask yourself, does my heart really need this, or is it just something I believe it needs? And if this revelation shocks you, wait until the next part, because there is another vitamin, even more common, that is doing something even more dangerous, turning your arteries hard as stone.
2. Calcium without K2. Are you taking calcium every day to prevent osteoporosis? If you are a woman over 60, chances are a doctor, your children, or even an advertisement has told you, take calcium, your bones are getting weaker. And you followed, because who doesn't want to keep their legs strong and steady, right? But what almost no one tells you is this: calcium doesn't automatically know where to go in your body. If you take calcium without vitamin K2 to guide it, there is a very real chance it will not reach your bones. Instead, it may settle in your arteries, in your heart, and harden your blood vessels day after day. I once examined a patient named Susan,
71 years old. Her bone density results were perfect, but she complained of fatigue, chest tightness, and shortness of breath when climbing stairs. An echocardiogram revealed that her coronary arteries were heavily calcified, hardened and narrowed from calcium deposits in the wrong place. The bitter truth was this: she had been taking calcium supplements for 5 years, but had never even heard of vitamin K2. Recent research from major cardiology centers shows that K2 directs calcium into the bones and prevents it from depositing in blood vessels. When combined with vitamin D3, this effect is even stronger. A meta-analysis of 14 clinical trials demonstrated that K2 helps slow the progression of arterial calcification, reducing the risks of heart failure, stroke, and even death. Are you taking calcium together with K2 and magnesium, or just a single plain calcium pill with no guidance? Without the right traffic director, every pill you swallow could be another brick blocking the flow of blood to your heart and brain. And the frightening part is this: calcification doesn't cause pain. It is silent, creeping, and by the time you discover it, your heart is already working twice as hard to push blood through hardened pipes. If hearing this shocks you, hold on tight, because the next one is even more dangerous. A mineral that seems harmless, but when taken unnecessarily can accumulate and cause irreversible damage to the heart.
3. Iron when it's not needed. Are you taking iron pills because you feel tired, dizzy, or simply because it's already included in that bottle of multivitamins for seniors? If so, pause for a moment and ask yourself, has your doctor ever actually tested your blood to confirm that you are truly deficient in iron? Because if you are not deficient, then every iron pill you swallow may be silently turning into rust, not on the outside, but inside your very heart. Our bodies have no natural mechanism to get rid of excess iron. This means that if you consume more than you need, the iron will build up. At first, it accumulates in the liver, but then it spreads to the heart, joints, and even the brain. This condition is called iron overload, and it is extremely dangerous after the age of 60. A study published in Nature showed that excess iron accelerates cardiac aging, causes myocardial hypertrophy, fibrotic scarring of heart tissue, and gradually weakens the heart over time. But the most frightening part is that you don't even realize it's happening. There are no obvious symptoms. Only sometimes you feel more fatigued, your heart races a little faster, your memory slips just a bit, things you could easily dismiss as just aging. I once treated a 68-year-old man who began taking iron supplements simply because he felt a little dizzy. No one tested him beforehand. After a few months, he developed arrhythmia, his liver enzymes rose, and a cardiac MRI showed clear signs of iron accumulation. And he had no blood disorder, no anemia. It was simply too much iron from supplements. So how do you know if you actually need iron? It's very simple. Just one ferritin test and a serum iron test, and your doctor can give you the exact answer. But if you are taking iron based on how you feel, then please stop. Because once iron has built up in the heart, the recovery process is not easy, and sometimes it's impossible. And if iron, something you thought you could just take whenever you felt a bit tired, can be that dangerous, then imagine what happens if you're taking another vitamin, widely sold under labels like brain booster or energy support, but one that can actually damage your nervous system and disrupt your heartbeat. 4. High-dose vitamin B6. Are you using memory supplements, energy boosters, or multivitamins marketed for seniors? If so, be cautious, because you may be consuming a dose of vitamin B6 far above the safe limit without even realizing it. Vitamin B6 sounds harmless, doesn't it? It helps with energy metabolism, supports the nervous system, and improves endurance.
But unlike other water-soluble vitamins that are easily excreted, B6 can silently accumulate in the body over time, especially in older adults whose metabolism is slower. And once B6 levels rise above the safe threshold, typically over 100 milligrams per day, it begins to do something no one expects: damage peripheral nerves and disrupt the heart's rhythm. I once treated a 74-year-old man who proudly took his memory-enhancing pill every morning. But after a few months, he began experiencing numbness in his hands and feet, unsteadiness when walking, and sudden episodes of heart palpitations. His blood tests revealed B6 levels 6 times higher than the recommended range. He had no idea, because the label on the bottle only said proprietary blend. His story is not unique. According to research from StatPearls and warnings issued by the Australian Health Authority, TGA, even doses as low as 10 to 50 milligrams per day, taken over a long period, can cause nerve damage, particularly in older adults whose metabolism is slower. And a recent article in The Guardian reported a case where a person developed partial paralysis from B6 overdose without ever realizing it. Are you taking multiple supplements at once? Energy drinks, sleep aids, vision boosters, all of which may contain B6? How many milligrams are you consuming in total each day? Have you ever experienced tingling in your hands, burning in the soles of your feet, or an irregular heartbeat you couldn't explain? Take a step back, ask your doctor, and stop if you are not sure. Because if B6, a substance marketed as energy boosting, can cause paralysis, then you need to ask yourself, what else might be hiding inside that heart protection pill you swallow every morning?
5. Heart health multivitamins with excess ingredients. Have you ever walked into a pharmacy and stood frozen in front of shelves lined with bottles labeled 50+ vitamins, cardio support, senior energy boost? Colorful bottles with promises so simple yet so appealing. Take one pill a day and you'll be healthy, sharp, with a steady heartbeat and smooth circulation. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But do you really know what's inside each of those pills? I once sat across from a 69-year-old patient, his face pale, his heart racing irregularly. He said, "Doctor, I only take vitamins. I thought they would make me healthier." When I checked the ingredient list on the heart health vitamin bottle he brought, the culprit was obvious. High-dose niacin, green tea extract, caffeine from ginseng, and vitamin A at 3 times the recommended level, all of which can be harmful if you are over 60 with fragile blood vessels. A study published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings warned that multivitamins containing high doses of active compounds like niacin or plant-based caffeine can cause blood pressure drops, arrhythmias, or even liver toxicity in older adults. The danger is this: you won't see it on the label. It hides under the term proprietary blend. You don't know the dosage, you don't know the concentration, you only know it claims to be good for your heart. And here is the frightening truth. What may be harmless at age 30 can become dangerous at age 70. The aging heart can no longer handle a powerful blend like it once did. It requires gentleness, precision, not a cocktail of 20 different compounds every morning that no one is monitoring. Are you taking a multivitamin without fully understanding what it contains? Are you trusting the promise on the label more than you are listening to your own body? Because if even vitamins can become a burden, then what can you truly rely on to protect your heart? Join me in the final section where I will reveal which nutrients actually have solid scientific evidence, are safe, and deserve to be kept if you truly want to care for your heart after the age of 60. 6. So which vitamins should you keep? After all these warnings, you may be feeling confused. Is there anything left you can truly trust?
Are there vitamins that your heart, at 60, 70, or even 80 years old, really needs to keep beating strong? The answer is yes, but not in the form of multivitamin pills packed with 20 different ingredients. Not in the so-called memory boosters, energy enhancers, or longevity formulas. What you actually need are just a few essential nutrients, scientifically proven, taken at proper doses, and always paired with a healthy lifestyle. The first is vitamin D3, especially if you live in a place with little sunlight or if you rarely go outdoors. A major study from Harvard Medical School showed that D3 helps regulate blood pressure, boosts immunity, and protects heart health in people over 65. But remember, it only works if you regularly check your vitamin D levels and combine it with K2, as I mentioned earlier. The second is magnesium, a mineral often deficient, yet rarely noticed. It helps the heart maintain a steady rhythm, reduces muscle spasms, and improves sleep. In a study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, people with low magnesium levels had a 35% higher risk of atrial fibrillation. You can get it from foods like pumpkin seeds, bananas, or as a single ingredient supplement, but avoid blends with unclear dosages. The third is omega-3, particularly from fish oil or flaxseed. This is a silent hero that reduces inflammation, supports circulation, and protects the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of blood vessels, so critical for older adults whose arteries are stiffening with age. And here is the most important truth. You do not need a medicine cabinet filled with pills. You only need a few of the right things and to do them the right way. No pill can replace deep sleep, a meal rich in greens, or a walk with your loved ones. So what are you taking each day? Are your choices guided by real understanding or by fear? Do you want to keep being led by advertisements or begin taking control of your own health? If you are ready to reflect and adjust, then this final part is for you, a heartfelt message from a doctor who has witnessed both painful losses and miraculous recoveries. Listen to your own heart. You have just walked with me through a journey that may have left you shaken. Perhaps you are now looking at your medicine shelf, asking yourself, how long have I been taking these pills? Are they really helping me or silently harming my heart? I understand that feeling. I have seen it on the faces of hundreds of older patients, people who truly believed they were caring for themselves, only to discover their hearts had grown weary because of pills they thought were harmless. But here is what I want you to remember deeply. Your heart still has time. It has not given up. It still wants to heal, if only you will give it the chance. You do not need to throw everything away. You don't have to live in fear. What you need is simply to pause, to take a closer look at what you are putting into your body, and to start asking better questions. You can write down the list of vitamins you are taking and ask your doctor or pharmacist whether each one is truly necessary. You can choose single ingredient supplements with clear dosages, not proprietary blends. You can replace pills with food, greens, seeds, fish, sunlight, and restful sleep. Because at the end of the day, your heart doesn't care about labels. It doesn't care about advertisements. It only cares about what you repeat every single day. How you eat, how you sleep, how you breathe, and how you love yourself. And if you have ever wondered, is it too late to change? My answer is this: no. Not at 60, not at 70, not even at 90. It is never too late to begin again. Let today be the day you stop taking unnecessary pills. The day you ask your first question. The day you begin again. Proactively, wisely, and with love for the heart that has carried you all these years. If you found this video helpful, leave a number 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. I want to hear from you, and I read every comment. Don't forget to share this with your loved ones. And always remember, your heart still has a chance.